Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching Bridgerton. This is episode 2 of season 2. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the reintroduction of the first episode, and it looks like the main character going forward into this season is not Daphne, it's not the Duke, it is Anthony. Really interesting. So he is looking for his wife this season. You know, he's up on the market, so to speak, and he is taking interviews. He is going around, he's checking everybody that is available. Now we have two new females introduced. We have Kate and we have Edwina. Now they are sisters. Now Edwina, she's the one that is actually going into basically she's doing what Daphne done last season. She's going to all the balls, she's meeting with all the suitors, she's doing the dances, and she's obviously advertising herself. Where Kate, she's actually not not really that fussed about that. She's here to focus on her sister, and she's putting all her efforts into that because we were told that her family, pretty much her mother, she ran away with just a general standard Joe Bloggs guy, and they was looked frowned upon, to be honest, and now they're here back and they want to marry pretty much a wealthy Englishman to bring bring money, good reputation, and obviously restore their kind of family name. So it's really interesting. But obviously Anthony, he, like I said, he's looking for his wife. He met Kate earlier on in the episode. She was riding around on a horse and he tried to chase after her and she beat him. She jumped over a bush and he couldn't do that, and he went round and he started talking to her and she ended up running off. Then he ended up meeting her at one of the balls. While he was at that ball, very interestingly, Edwina, she won the Diamond Award, so to speak, from the Queen. Now she is the Diamond and everybody wants to have a dance with her, and that is what he managed to do. He had a dance with her. She answered all these questions flawlessly. Previously in the episode he was asking loads of interviewing loads of women, so to speak, as he said. None of them was getting the answers right. She answered them perfectly. And then when she said that her father, sadly passed away, he said so's his at a young age. So they both got that in common. But she was like, the person that you need to impress is my sister. I'll bring her over. And who was it? Like I said, it was Kate. Both of them stared at each other. She grabbed Edwina and she walked off. She said, under no circumstances will you go out with that man. Very interested. And obviously he stood behind Anthony, stood next to his mum, saying, look, mate, she's going to be the one I marry. Now, he never said which one it was, but the insinuation was Kate, the one that he's been first introduced to. So I'm excited for that. Also, Penelope is still Lady Whistledown. She's back after 10 months of being away. Now the season is back and people are trying to get married and they're obviously looking for suitors. She's back with her newsletters, passing them out. So the Queen, again, she's trying to get one up on her. She's going to focus her energy on Edwina because Lady Whistledown obviously wrote something about that, saying, what is the point in having one of these diamonds? Why can't we all just focus on certain other aspects? And now she's obviously going to take a liking to Edwina and she's going to try and show why she actually does these type of things. So very interested. Obviously, I'm a big fan of ELOUISE. She's obviously coming to try and find a husband, but she's obviously not interested in any of it. And, she's feeling the pressure of Daphne winning last year and obviously trying to live up to the family name. And we also have the Featherington as well. The new man of the house, the person in control of all of the finances, has come. He's already made his stand. He's paid the dowry off for one of the girls, which is good, but he's also taken over the whole household. And now you can see that this guy's going to stamp his authority. Interested to see, though. It's a blank slate for him. He could be a good, he could be a bad guy. Who knows? I can't wait, though. So if you do enjoy today's episode, please smash the like. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump in to episode 2 of season 2 of Bridgerton.
It has been said that competition is an opportunity for us to rise and stand ready before our greatest of challenges. Any suitor wishing to gain an audience with Miss Edwina Sharma must first tame the rather prickly spinster of a beast, her sister.
Miss Sharma. Miss Edwina Sharma.
I see you've left off Lord Bridgerton.
He stated rather clearly that he seeks a wife only to fulfill his duty, and in fact does not believe in love at all.
It is only out of the greatest love of my family that I aim to choose a bride with my head. Does Miss Edwina return your affection? Not yet. She would have done if it were not for the sister. Every rose does have its thorn, after all.
Of course, the only competition that compels my attention is the game of courtship. So best of luck to this year's players.
Miss Sharma, am I to be kept at this threshold all day?
The Lumleys already had an inordinate amount of time with
You want me to interrupt your discourse when it is your turn? Would you?
I wish to escort Miss Edwina to the races this afternoon.
My sister already has an escort this afternoon.
Tomorrow, then.
She's engaged tomorrow too.
And the day after?
Now that I think of it, she may be free.
Ah,
After December.
Intrusion, Bridgerton. End of the queue.
He's got some competition.
Is that a copy of Lady Whistledown?
If she has taken an interest in Lady Whistledown again, perhaps it means she's interested in what she has to say about the season's available gentlemen, too.
Come now, I do not think Lady Whistledown has changed her entire style of writing since her last issue.
But perhaps she still can.
Perhaps she does not want to.
Penelope, assist me here. Eloise could indeed find out with someone else, could she not?
I believe she could. And not Lady Whistledown, but someone more like Colin.
My brother?
No, not Colin. Colin!
That's the things have not changed.
I believe we must get you to the doctor post-haste. This strange, fuzzy growth on your chin is no doubt some kind of disease.
And where, may I ask, is our intrepid Viscount?
He is back from courting already.
I should like you all to ready yourselves for the races. We will be attending, united as one.
Well, the new Lord Featherington has come to shower us with many riches indeed. If we must endure a few dubious style choices in return, along with some rather questionable matters of breeding, then so be it.
Have you shot them all, Cousin Jack?
Every weapon here has a splendid history and is worthy of interest, Penelope. I have to fill you in on all of my adventures one day. Now, ladies, run along and get dressed. We head to the royal races today.
Yo, I'm excited, mate. I hope this guy comes in and, like, brings their family up, because right now people don't have the best kind of perception of them. They're not actually, let's be honest, the girls, they're not really looked upon as like the best, and like they're not treated the best in general of everybody. But I would love it for somebody like, I love underdogs, like people who always write these off. I love this guy to come in and just elevate them and just send them skyrocketing to the top. Maybe this guy is really clever, he knows what he's doing with the finances, he's just, he's good at networking and all that, and it'd be interesting to see how the Featheringtons actually do this season.
It will be an intimate ceremony, but Mr. Finch said he wished for nothing to distract from his bride, if you can believe it.
Many find poetry a flat medium, words read silently from a page. But I believe it is meant to be read aloud like music.
Mr. Thomas Dorset, allow me to introduce Miss Sharma and Miss Edwina Sharma.
A pleasure.
I'm afraid my sister already has an escort for today, Mr. Dorset.
That is very well, though I was hoping to speak with you. It's a far cry from Bombay. You must miss it dearly.
Oh, every minute of every day. But most especially at tea time.
Mr. Mondrich, it appears retirement suits you well.
If only he were retired.
Are you planning another foray into the ring, Mr. Mondrich?
Into business, in fact. I'm opening a gentleman's club. Tell me, Mr. Mondrich, I wouldn't mind some stimulation.
We must be willing to look to find a partner that will excite us. So dance with a bevy of frogs, and one of them might just turn out to be a prince, if that is what you must do. New methods for the tidying of dogs, apparently.
Yo, mate, she's looking at the layout of that pamphlet and she's thinking that is exactly like Lady Whistledown's, and she's going to track down where that's distributed from, and she's going to be watching, mate, like a hawk now.
Edwina, have you yet spoken to Lord Lumley of his interests at all?
Lord Bridgerton.
Miss Sharma, Lumley.
How delightful to see you, my lord.
Lord Bridgerton, allow me to introduce myself. Mr. Thomas Dorset.
My mother's been wanting to come and enjoy another tea at Bridgerton House for some time, my lord.
Well, we must gratify your wish, Lumley. Speaking of refreshments, I could not help but notice the ladies are without.
We are perfectly content, thank you.
It is an unseasonably hot day, and any gentleman would make sure.
Miss Edwina, allow me to fetch a lemonade for you.
It's a splendid day for a race.
He wormed his way in there.
Dad wanted to hear more about your travels.
I thought you would have been bored of my travels by now. You read and replied to more of my letters than anyone else. It's quite exhilarating.
Also, lonely, perhaps.
Well, I was never on my own, of course.
But I finally found you.
You always do.
You've been back a matter of hours, yet you're already on my way. Paper stock is the same texture as that of Whistledown.
Does not all paper feel the same?
Texture, weight, grain, the way the light seeps through when you hold it to the sky. Look.
That pamphlet is surely just what it appears to be. I must go and pretend to share in the joy of my sister's impending nuptials.
Give the soon-to-be my regards.
You was onto something there. Keep going. Look, she's finding the printer shop. Look.
Which one is your pick, my lord?
Nectar. Well bred, highly trained, and well favoured. Made a strategic bet.
Oh, so you've considered your horse's temperament as well as the conditions of the track, in order to properly assess its true potential.
I think too much about it.
Indeed, you little.
No, that's what you need to do with the horse racing, mate. The ground conditions make everything. Like she was saying, hard to soft, soft to hard, or whatever, mate. I don't even know it. All I know is every time I bet on a horse, it loses, mate. Every single time. Comes last.
You do understand that as Miss Edwina's sponsor, I should like to remain neutral until she has made her choice.
Of course.
But as your friend, I will tell you there may be an obstacle in your son's path.
My apologies for the delay.
Not to worry. Lord Bridgerton has been keeping us entertained.
Squeezing back in.
Should we separate them?
It's all in good spirit.
Yes, I'm having such fun.
Stop hollering like a newsboy.
Let her cheer. We've all won today.
You feel it's the same as any other win, but somehow smells sweeter.
Kate, does nectar not remind you of the beloved horse I used to adore?
Viscount is serious about courting my sister. Is it not my duty to try his mettle?
The Viscount does not like to lose. He's never stomached it, even back at Oxford. He thought that you would judge me if you knew we were acquaintances, but I must assure you that my interest in you today was genuine.
Do not speak to me or my sister ever again.
What has happened?
It seems a second game was afoot today, and Lord Bridgerton made certain I play the fool.
She don't even really know what's going on, does she, Edwina? She's just like literally just listening to her sister every time she says let's go, she goes.
Perhaps this is not such a wise decision.
Seemed wise enough when you took half my pin money to escort me here.
This part of town is not safe for a young lady such as yourself.
Here's some more.
Keep a watchful eye. What are those papers?
Nothing for the likes of you. Perhaps you might get your trivial gossip from somewhere else.
Your assumptions are not the least bit surprising. After all, a woman is allowed to have but two interests. Is the shock you seem to be displaying at present due to the fact that I appear well-read and articulate? This is not...
If women's rights are what you're after, then perhaps that is what you need to be reading. New thoughts, unsettling ideas.
I now pronounce you husband and wife.
We are all one family now, Lady Featherington.
Yes. What a delightful thought.
I would have been in attendance, my lady, but seeing how you wish to keep the guests thus small.
Settling the state's affairs shan't be of much concern.
But it'll certainly make a difference to my immediate plans.
Which would be, perhaps, we may act in concert in some way. You're new to town after all. You could use someone to keep you apprised of certain matters.
Which is indeed why I plan on finding that someone sooner rather than later.
He does have a pleasing smile.
Smile will be the last thing we see after he installs some beef-witted chit into our drawing room and ousts me out of my very own home. Let's see how pleasing you find it then.
Your Majesty. Lady Danbury, Miss Sharma, and my diamond. They are called zebra, striped horses from Africa, in fact. I do hope you have been enjoying the attention you have surely been receiving as the season's diamond.
Very much so, ma'am. It has been an exceptional honor.
My sister aspires to learn from your illustrious example, Your Majesty. Your marriage, the wondrous love you share with the king.
An inner circle. There will be many people trying to break it apart for their own end. When those persons inevitably reveal themselves and their rather sly intentions, I simply ask that you tell me who they are.
She has got a proper interest in this one, hasn't she?
Ma'am, that there are quite a few sly intentions
In
at
it.
work here.
She's got her own
Was I
interests.
so obvious? Don't appear scandalized. You relish this frivolity nearly as much as I do. This season is different. You may wish to spoil your own fun, Lady Danbury, but you shall not ruin mine.
Well, I'm the victor of every match today.
Less talking, more fencing. Brother, do you know why I win every time?
Because every time you lose, you claim we cheated.
Because I know my duties to make a perfectly agreeable wife.
What he means to say is that he has already dismissed every other young lady in town.
You take too much upon yourself, brother. Perhaps your life might be easier if you pursued someone with a less disagreeable sister.
No, but why should I be the one to admit defeat?
He looks well different without his long sideburns. Honestly, he was all the way down here, wasn't there, on the season 1?
Her Majesty seemed quite taken by Edwina, was she not, Lady Danbury?
I was thinking, a soiree this evening.
As long as we are judicious with our guest list, pardon me. How much clearer must I be?
I brought a gift for Miss Edwina.
Take your Trojan horse elsewhere. I have never met a man as brazenly presumptuous.
You do not even know me.
I know you are polished. I know you are careful. I know you make promises without so much as uttering a word.
You act as if I'm some kind of villain. When every other woman in London aspires for the kind of marriage I am offering, you must know that. I brought you a small token to remember our fine time at the races yesterday.
Oh, the horse is for me.
You said something about nectar reminding you of a beloved horse.
That horse is a character from a novel of love. Come, Edwina, we must return inside.
What he was saying though, mate, maybe you need to consider what she thinks and not what you think. Do you know what I mean? You're always pushing kind of your agenda, so to speak. And if she likes me, then surely that's all that counts. I'm courting her. If she wants my advances, then we should be able to. You shouldn't be stepping in the way. That's pretty much his observation.
Mr. Bridgerton, you honour me with your presence.
The honour's all mine, Mr. Mondrich. The place looks extraordinary. I must say, Mr. Mondrich, I'm quite overjoyed to see what a fine establishment you've built by the sweat of your own honest labour.
Oh, mate, he's thinking about last season again, innit?
I was unaware there was a ball this evening.
It is soiree. Rather, did you not receive your invitation this afternoon from the Danbury footman?
And Miss Sharma likes to accuse me of playing games.
She hopes to find her a love match, and with you, apparently so forthright in your disdain for such a thing. Perhaps Miss Edwina's other suitors plan on choosing their words more wisely tonight.
Yo, that was sick.
Lady Danbury encouraged a poetry reading. The men, thanks to their spirit and competition, concocted the rest of this farce on their own.
Of course they did.
How about a pause?
She's reading the room, innit?
Beautiful dress. I quite like yours as well. You have a sense of humour. I am being truthful. You are at 12, Miss Penelope. Too much interest shown in a young lady whom none of us really know.
Not a devotee of mystery, Pen?
Me, I'm always turning to the final chapter first. You must tell me the name of the young lady who you seem to have met while out of the country. Never mind. This really is someone who's brilliant sight.
After everything that happened with Miss Thompson, I realised they never truly knew this person at all.
Yourself.
Hey.
I have you to thank. So distracted by Miss Thompson, I cleared my head, swore off women and love, and I only wanted to fully understand myself before stepping back into this world. You're my friend.
Bleh, the absolute worst word in the world. That's devastating for her, but it's good that he found peace with himself, though. Literally, that's what you need, inner love, before you can move on to someone else.
What an exquisite necklace. Courtesy of the new Lord Featherington, I hear.
He called on us just this afternoon.
The new Lord is so very generous with his gifts. It's hard to keep up with them.
Their families don't get along at all, do they? Well, in season 1 they didn't anyway.
I need you.
I'm in the midst of a conversation.
Outside, straight away. I thought this sort of thing was supposed to be your pleasure.
Poetry, yes. Byron, heavens no. Many an year at Cambridge thought my poetry far superior to his.
Does that mean yours is more or less deceitful? Good night.
What is it, truly, to admire a woman? To look at her and feel inspiration? To delight in her beauty?
He's taking this speech.
To honour her being with your deeds and words. That is what the true poet describes.
Smiles that win, the tints that glow, but tell of days in goodness spent, a mind at peace with all below.
Thank you all for the most splendid display of your talents this evening.
And you appear to be late again. We were just bringing the evening to a
Surely Miss
conclusion,
Edwina has time for one more. I spent all evening crafting something original. What is it truly to admire a woman? To look at her and feel inspiration? Apologies, I cannot do this. I cannot claim these words as my own. They're someone else's entirely. Miss Edwina, I could stand here. I may not be able to offer the display of passion that you truly deserve, but I assure you that when it comes to action and duty, I shall never be found lacking.
He cannot give you the love you deserve.
That make him a bad man or an honest one?
Yeah, tough one, mate. Honestly. She's falling, both of them are falling for him. It's interesting, mate. Oh.
You should return to the party.
I shall be there in a moment.
It is often much wiser to focus upon satisfying one's own needs. Attempting to influence others as to the correct course of action, well, often a trying and irritating endeavour.
I do not care what a single person here thinks of me. Once Edwina is married, I shall return home alone, only too glad to never set foot in this city again. Be content knowing my sister is taken care of.
Content.
Are you so miserable, my lady? Are you not alone yourself?
I am a widow. I have love. I have earned the right to do whatever I please, whenever I please, and however I please to do it.
One has to wonder what secrets the season's diamond is holding near and dear to her heart. At least the elder Sharma's opinion on such a matter is certainly no secret at all.
Well, I was embarrassed and I thought I was wrong, but I paid this printer shop a visit yesterday. Not only are these paper stocks identical, but the letter K's, they are slightly misshapen in the exact same way.
She has to just write a case a different way then.
And you letter K for a Stanhope Press?
Be tenpence.
Miss Penelope.
To be fair, one might call this author the biggest secret sharer of all.
These are the young ladies our Diamond has been conversing with of late.
If our theory is correct, then Lady Whistledown will indeed be in this very collection.
Interesting. Now, obviously, they've just well, Penelope's just been seen there buying something in the stalls. Now, what I find interesting is if she wants to keep a low profile, right? Why is she wearing? Well, it might be the only clothes she's got, but she wears such bright colours. She stands out. She's like, if you got the crowd together and just put her there as well, and hid her face, she stand out like a sore thumb. So like all eyes on her. So it's interesting. Now I wouldn't even have ran away. I'd be like, hey, you're all right. You know what you're doing? Just made up some BS. You know why I was there. Because running off is a bit more sketchy. Now that person's not going to put two and two together that she's whistled down. It would make no sense if that was the actual case. But you could be thinking, what somebody, you know, doing in these neck of the woods? What's going on? I wonder why they're here. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, Eloise is getting closer. She's putting two together. She's found the printer shop. She's she's definitely found the printer shop. And she's found, obviously, the way they type letter K out. That's why she's just gone to buy a new one. But what's interesting is the Queen. She's in it as well, mate. She's probably, like, reading these stories and she's narrowing down a field slowly and slowly and slowly. And now she's got a list of candidates, suspects that she's got printed out. And it is, Penelope is there. Now, once it is revealed that it is Penelope, at some point it's got to be revealed what's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? I feel like a friendship with Eloise could be ruined because obviously, well, all Eloise wants to do is meet her because she's got kind of a bit of high praise for her, you know, like sometimes you say the articles are not amazing, but other times she's saying it's good. Now, she's never actually like slagged her, and she's saying that she wants to meet her to talk about different things, you know what I mean? When she went, that guy before, she was saying that she wanted to talk about, I don't know, like women's rights and all this stuff. And like the fact that she's always confiding in Penelope and that Penelope's not saying it, it possibly hurt her when it does come out. Now, we didn't even focus on many suitors for Eloise in this episode, which is fine because we did focus quite a lot on Edwina and obviously Anthony and Kate. Now, it's interesting because obviously he's putting his graft in. He's in, like, you know, he's infiltrating certain situations. He's doing pretty well, to be honest. You got to respect his effort to show his desire to obviously court her, but in the same time, you've got a sister on the other hand who doesn't want him to be involved at all. She's always withdrawing one from the situation while the other one's kind of interested and wants to obviously engage. Now, you could see at the very end then that she did obviously go over and start talking to him, but he's still staring at her, you know, like, I'm still thinking that he kind of is intrigued and kind of desires Kate, but he possibly thinks that it's not an option, so he's going for the diamond. Do you know what I mean? So again, very interesting. I'm excited to see the rest of the season, and yeah, I feel like I just feel like maybe the two sisters, once it finds out, like, it's not going to go down well for both of them. Literally, imagine trying to pick one between both of them. You know, could ruin a family. That literally, it really could. Okay, that's going to wrap up episode 2 of season 2 of Bridgerton. 6 more to go. Interested to see who Anthony ends up with, mate. Which sister? Is it going to be the older? Is it going to be the younger? And what's going to happen with their relationship if it does actually choose one of them? Like, are they going to be sound with each other, or is it going to obviously ruin that family? Now, it's interesting because obviously Kate, she's saying that she doesn't really care about no suitors. She's only here for her sister. As soon as it's finished, she's going to bounce. But like Lady Dansbury was saying, mate, you know, trying to live this life, it's not good. People want to give you attention. People are asking to, you know, take you out to dance and stuff like that. And if you're going to reject all advances, then you're just going to be lonely, you know. And she flipped it and said, what about you though, mate? You're not married. You've got this. You're content. Well, yeah, I'm content because I've been through all of this before. I've had this experience. I've been married and widowed. I've got the choices now to do whatever I want and live however I want. So you can't compare your life to mine, because if you are going to be comparing it, then you are soon going to realise that you're not going to be happy and you're not going to live a fulfilled life just the way I have. So very interesting to do like Lady Dansbury. Now the Queen, she's narrowing it down, mate. She's determined to find out who Lady Whistledown is, and Penelope is one of the suspects. And obviously, like we said, Eloise is getting closer to it as well. So her identity could be revealed in the next couple of episodes, because she's just been seen as well in the market, you know, buying something from the stalls. So again, it's exciting. 3 people now, she's on like 3 people's watch list or something, so to speak, and surely her identity is going to be revealed soon. Now it's interesting, Lord Featherington, you know, the guy who's come in taking over the books, he's kind of caught in another family, and they don't even you know, the one that he's currently caught in, like, they don't really get on with the Featheringtons, do they? Like last season, they was always sticking their nose up against him. They're not you know, they're not the kindest, shall we say. say to them, and they, in the past anyway. It's nice to see that they finally tied the knot, one of them, and they've actually had a wedding. You know, them two do seem really happy together. Last season he was happy, and you know, I was laughing last episode when he was laughing about the jokes of flowers or something that Lady Whistledown wrote in the pamphlet. And to be honest, it's really interesting to see that Penelope, you know, she's still engaged, she's still wanting to be with Colin, but like, I feel like, does Colin know that it's, that she wants to be with him now? I feel like it's dead obvious, but like when you listen to the way he talks, or just the way he is, it's like he's blind to it, you know. Like, she's always kind of, to me anyway, made it so obvious that she's always been attracted to him and she wants to be with him. But like, on his side, he never really, like, unless he just strings it on because people like doing that, don't they? You know what I mean? Like, when they know that somebody's paying them attention, they like having that there. It's somebody that they can always turn to, speak to, and they know they've always got somebody who actually cares for them. Yeah, if they don't, even if they still don't have the intention of going out with them, they'll not string them along, but they'll keep them around because, you know, like I said, that they've always got somebody who they can actually confide in. Yeah. I still don't know, mate. The guy said that he spent time on his own, discovering himself, loving himself, and he's come back and he don't want to kind of be associated with females and stuff right now. He wants to just play it, just him and himself, and just, you know, get through the season, so to speak. Now, she's obviously pretty wounded about that because, like I said, she's shown so much that she actually wants to be with him. And to be honest, you know, I kind of do want her to be with him just because of how much she actually cares for him. Now, I do like how Anthony was told the truth. You know, he tried to say one of the speech that his brother told him, and obviously he was saying, mate, you know what, I'm not actually going to say this, even though the words are amazing. They're not my words, they're somebody else's. And look, if I'm going to be honest, you know, I'm not going to be this great poet, and I'm not going to be this person that's going to say all these things and, you know, these pretty words that make you feel amazing. But I could tell you that I'm going to be a hard-working, honest person. If you need someone to rely on and look after you and be there, I can be that guy, you know. Honesty is key. You know, if you're going to tell the truth, you might as well tell it. And if somebody likes you for it, great. If they don't, didn't work out. Well, at least you've been true to yourself. And that's what he was. He was going to try and say what the people, the masses wanted to hear, but he stayed true to himself. So I do like it. So I'm interested to see where this one goes. But thanks so much for clicking on today's episode. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please smash a like. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.